for a while, but much needed for me. But it makes me so happy to be on here, especially at end of month. So I think we're gonna try and stick to the schedule just because I know a lot of you guys are working your butts off at the month. I'm seeing the numbers roll in. So I'm super excited. If you don't know me, I'm Kimberly Woggerman. I'm an Emerald. But I'm so excited to see everyone's faces. And I feel like I'm very excited for the two guest speakers that I have lined up. I think I'm going to kick it off with Ruth Gamber. She's one of my dearest friends. I actually, I really wanted her to share her testimony because it's beyond amazing. And she sent me the written one probably 3 hours ago, and I dropped a curse word and I said amazing. So it's really good. So Ruth, welcome. I talked to her about Plexus for 2 years before she joined, but take it away, Ruth.
All right. Hi. My name is Ruth Gamber. I'm from Toledo. I'm engaged to my fiance, Chad, and we have a 14-year-old puppy named Frankie. Well, actually, her real name's Frankenstein, but it's a story for another day. And so pretty much like for as long as I can remember, I've had like issues stemming from my gut. And though I didn't even really know that that's what it was from, I just remember like as a kid, I would get like UTIs all the time. And obviously that means then I would be taking prescriptions all the time to get rid of them. And I'm thinking, like this is pretty much where it all stemmed from. And so I just remember I'd go home all the time as a kid, like in elementary school, like my stomach would hurt and I would be upset. And, so then later in my teens and my early 20s, I realized I couldn't eat dairy and tried cutting it out. But that's obviously really hard to do when you're in college and you live right down the street from Marco's Pizza, which is my all-time favorite food. So I had like trouble with brain fog and migraines. I mean, all these things affected like my work, my school, relationships, and so on. I mean, like just complaining about being tired all the time or just not feeling good or whatever it may be, it was just frustrating. And I'm sure, I felt the frustration of other people for me complaining about it. So, and honestly, like I was afraid to go to the doctor because I thought maybe I had like cancer or some rare disease or just that something crazy was wrong with me because some of the symptoms were just so bad at times and I just didn't want to know, which is like sad to look back and think about. You're in your 20s and you should be having fun, but I did. But so anyways, about like 2 years ago I started breaking out in these like full body hives. I mean, like these hives look like someone scratched up my whole body. Like I've never seen anything like it before. And I thought it was like an allergic reaction to body wash, because I'd had some reactions earlier in my life to detergent and lotion before. But everything I was using was like all organic with natural ingredients. So it just didn't really make sense. I stopped using stuff though, just to be sure. And the issue was happening every single day. It felt like a million bugs were just crawling all over my body and it looked horrendous. It was so embarrassing. I remember I bartend on the side and I was working St. Patrick's Day. And at the end of the day, I literally was just like standing like this, like, oh, what's going on? And my hair had been, kind of rubbing against my back. So I had a tank top on and I looked in the bathroom and it was just, my whole back was raised. And I was like, it had to have been like that the whole day. So I was just so embarrassed. And everything I read stated, I would need to take a daily antihistamine and that it was most likely stemmed from an autoimmune disorder, which I feel like at this point is just like almost an umbrella term for things that happen to your body that realistically, stem from your gut. So I decided that enough was enough and I really wanted to take my health seriously. So I actually had spoken to Kim on several occasions about Plexus over the years. And I vividly remember we had gone out on a boat, a mutual friend's boat, and we're standing in the river, the sun's shining, everyone's drinking, having fun. And me and Kim are like over to the side, just like talking about the gut brain axis. And I think she was kind of surprised that I even knew what that was, but I had obviously done a lot of research on the topic. So I just found it to be so fascinating, and it answered so many questions that I'd had over the years about just the variety of symptoms that I had. And it honestly kind of put my mind at ease discovering these things, realizing it probably wasn't as crazy serious as I was afraid it was. So anyway, so I was looking for a good probiotic, and after discussing, some of my issues, I decided to try Triplex, which, what Kim had suggested to me. So I've been taking it consistently now for about 8 months. And I've noticed my inflammation has gone down. My bloating isn't as severe. I still get headaches, but they aren't migraines. So I will definitely take that as a win. And one of my most favorite side effects, and maybe the least fun one to talk about in public, is that it has made me regular with going to the bathroom, and not in an uncomfortable way. So, like on days that I forget to take it, there's a distinct difference whether I don't like go all day or I just feel really uncomfortable and like bloated and bleh. My pants don't fit, or whatever it may be. So I love, oh, and also I've always had really bad rosacea, and that started to clear up. I actually intentionally did my night routine already, so I have no makeup on or anything. And I definitely am still a little pink, but my rosacea is like pretty much gone. I have flare ups every now and again, but for the most part, it's definitely cleared up. But I think that one of the results that isn't something that maybe you would expect, oh, thank you guys, you're so sweet, is that just due to the results that it has made, it's made me want to stay consistent and disciplined with taking everything. And that has been really just like the jump start to me really becoming more disciplined in other aspects. So like being more disciplined about, cutting out my dairy, and just really being disciplined about that. Though I'm a human, I still have my days and I cheat sometimes, but also just like I made an appointment to meet with a naturopath to really take it even a step further. And then like working out more consistently. Those are just like some of the things that, won't be listed on the bottle or won't be on the website. But those, like, to me, have been some of the most life-changing results that I feel like I've taken away from Plexus since I've started it. So, so that's me, and that's my experience, and that's everything that I have.
Amazing, Ruth. Thank you so much. This is Ruth's like first time getting on a Zoom call and talking. So sincerely, like you did amazing, Ruth. Thank you for sharing. Ruth is totally ready to join like our community and start sharing the products with other people. And I just know in my heart that she's gonna be a jewel someday. She really is. She's amazing. So she's got such a good testimony, and she definitely wanted to take the products for a while, which I'm glad she did, because I'm telling you, Ruth, I've known her for 2 years now. She's totally evolved into such a more healthier version of herself, even though I thought she was amazing and beautiful and everything. But like truly, you really have. I'm so proud of you, Ruth. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you for asking me to, Kim.
For me. All right, well, we're gonna get moving on with Deb VonBergen. I hope I didn't butcher that, Deb. I know I asked you. I met Deb at Leadership Excellence in May in Arizona, and quickly became a very good friend of mine. Deb she's on a path this year, and I think she's gonna tell you guys some things, because when she told me what she was gonna talk about, I was blown away with the verbiage that she used for it, and I think it's going to be really, really good for our community to hear what she has to say. So Deb, take it over.
Hey, you all. I literally feel nervous right now. And it's just because I see Emily's face here. And I was at Leadership Excellence with Emily, and she's the coolest person ever. And I'm like, gonna say all the wrong things, Emily. So just pretend you're not. I'm just gonna pretend you're like my best friend and you're not here. I'm just kidding. Okay, I honestly feel so honored that Kim would ask me to share. I don't feel qualified, and so what I want to talk to you tonight is a little bit of my personal journey, my personal story, and then where I have been prayerfully leading my team in the last several months. And I just hope that it's an encouragement to you that wherever you are tonight, that there is hope for you and that you can move forward, whether you're just starting like Ruth, you're just starting, or you're maybe have been in the business for a while. So I want to give you a little picture. I want to paint a picture for you. And I want to just bring you on my business story, a little bit of it, and then take you to where I am now. And the things that I'm learning now, I'm learning right along with everyone on my team. And that in itself has been really transformative for me. So our team, as a lot of you probably did, if you've been here for longer than 2 years, you went like crazy fast in 2020 and your team just grew. And for me, I grew really, really fast and went from senior gold to emerald in a matter of like 3 months. And it was crazy. It was amazing. And of course, I'm emerald and I really think I'm all that and more. And I'm like, this is awesome. I'm going to be diamond in 2 months. And this is going to be the best thing ever. And I wasn't diamond in 2 months. In 2 months, I was literally so burnt out that I could hardly move forward. I was still sharing Plexus. I was still obsessed with the products, but to think about creating another silver literally made me feel panicky in my heart. Like I would get the panic just feeling like creating someone else. And so what this translated to is the next 2 years from 2020 to 2022, I was up and down, lots of ups, lots of downs. What would normally happen is I would get this burst of energy, work my business like crazy for a month. We'd have an awesome month. And the next month I'm feeling really burnt out again, over and over and over again. So in 2022, last year, January, I was kind of discouraged. February was better. And of course, March is always a good month for our business. And so it was great. And I ranked emerald over and over and over throughout the months. And then this fall, I felt burnout again. Have any of you been there where you just feel stinking burnout? And you're like, if I send another message, I just don't even know what to do. I don't know. I know all the answers. And I know when I reach out to someone for help, I know what they're going to tell me. And so I started reaching out to lots of diamonds. I started reaching out to anyone that would answer my messages. And they were all telling me to do the things that I thought I was already doing. Right. And I felt really just like, what do I do? What do I do? So I took a step back and really started evaluating, where am I? Where is my business going? What is my team doing? What are we doing? Where am I struggling? I already knew where I was struggling. I was burnt out. Like genuinely, I don't want to create a silver. When someone wants the business, I would panic. And literally people were like asking like, Deb, I really want this. And I'm like, that's awesome. And then I'm like looking away from my phone. Like I can't look at my phone. And it was like something in my brain was just off. So we were really struggling with retention. We were struggling with constant recruitment and high numbers on my team, like high numbers of recruitment at times. And we were not retaining those people. We were not doing well in customer service. We were struggling to move forward. We were either maintaining the points or people were losing points and they were starting to feel really discouraged all across the board on my team. And so in the last couple months in November, actually October, November, December, I really took a step back, not from being there for my team. I was still there for my team, but really trying to evaluate where is my place here and what can we do to change things, that change the trajectory. Something that I love, this is not me coming up with this, but many coaches have said this, that I was like taking different courses and things, and it is to get curious. And so that is what I just started doing, getting curious about everything. Why are we here? Like, why are we here as far as why are we in this state with our business? Why? And then what could it be? Just getting curious about what could it be? What could be the reasons? Really thinking through that. And then I started looking in my back office and be like, what am I doing right? What is my team doing right? What are we really strong in? Figuring that out. And let me tell you, the facts will tell you that. So whether you think you're good at something or not, the facts in your back office will tell you what you really are doing good at and what you're not doing so well at. And then that was the last question, is what are we not doing well in? And what do we need to do to change that? And this is where I want to recommend a resource for you. Some people are going to connect with this, some people aren't. I understand that completely. And I really think that you need to be really laser focused when it comes to resources, because we can look to all different directions for resources. And often when we're not in momentum or we're struggling, we start trying to learn and do all the things, and it actually takes our focus off the right thing, at least in my own experience. So my mindset shift came when I realized I was working my business from what Bob Heilig, which is the resource, I really recommend his podcast in general, called transactional. And I started looking, and if you think back to what I just said, our struggles were in retention. We were really good at recruitment when we wanted to be. We were not good in customer service. We were struggling to move higher in our points. All of those things point to we're working our business in a transactional way. And what I mean by that is that we were really good at, oh man, you have 2 orders till you need to hit this rank. Let's go find these 2 inactives and let's go ahead and pay and push their orders through. Oh, you need 5 orders here. Have your mom, have your husband, have your dog and your cat. I'm making that up. It wasn't quite that bad, but we're paying for people to order. That is transactional. And that leads to burnout. And that is what I was learning. All these things I had been doing or had learned to do, or my team was doing all these years, were really leading to this. I can't grow any higher than my points unless a miracle happens. And it's all transactional. So what can change this? And what has our team been doing? My mindset changed to being transformational, to really looking at, why am I doing this business? And here's the really painful question I had to ask myself. I messed around with the business kind of and got really serious about 3 years ago, but I have been in this long enough that I realized I will not work a transactional business for the rest of my life. This is not what I signed up for. This is not what I want. So the first question I want you to ask yourself is, why are you here and what do you want? And are you doing what gives you what you want? Do you really want to be burnt out every month? Is that what we want? And I know all of us are going to say absolutely not. What takes that feeling away is starting to focus on transforming other people's lives, focusing on what is best for your customer. We don't have to upsell every single time to a welcome pack. Do I try every single conversation? 150,000%. Do most people buy it? Absolutely. Do they most of the time have good results? Yes. But if someone genuinely says, I don't want a combo, I only want 2 bags of active, transformational is, oh yeah, you're going to love this active. You're going to freaking love it. Take it every single day. And do you know what's going to happen? When they love the active, they're going to be willing to add on another product. Transforming versus making it into a transaction of sale. And so it comes down to this. What does success mean to you? And that's the question I had to ask myself. My success cannot be what my diamond upline wants for me. Because we often as leaders can see what we think others are, like their potential and what they could do. We see it for them, and it's frustrating when people don't see it for themselves. But we can't live as leaders either under the pressure of what someone else wants for us. We have to figure that out for ourselves. That's the question I'm asking you, whether you're just starting or you've been in it forever. What does success mean to you? Does it really mean diamond? Does it really mean sapphire? It may, but what's behind those numbers? What's behind that money? What does it genuinely mean to you? Because we all know that when we reach a rank, the rank isn't it, right? It's like 2 seconds of excitement of like, I did it. And then you're like, great, now I'm tired. Let's go take a nap. What is it behind it though? Because that money means something, right? It means something. And so that's what I had to get really specific on is, what does this success actually mean to me? It doesn't mean a rank, because that's 2 seconds of everyone recognizing me and it's over. What's behind that that means everything to my family? It's coming down to really figuring out, what are your values? What are your core values, and what does it mean? Oh, I love that, Emily. I'm about your mom. That's it. That's it. It's success to you. And when you have this, here's what I want to share in closing. When I figured out what this success meant to me, I started showing up completely differently for my team. I started showing up differently in my coaching calls with my team. I started realizing I don't have to work 24/7 with this business. I actually can work 2 focused hours or 5 focused hours on a crazy month. And the rest of the time, I am pouring into the people that matter most, which are the reason I worked this business in the first place, right? We're going to have times where we need to work more to make a goal happen. I get that, but that's not what I want my whole life, right? So if we are focused and it's about other people and it's about what success means to you and to your team, it's incredibly, incredibly amazing. I want to read in closing something that my level 1 wrote to me today. Okay. So we have been implementing this new way of this new approach for the last 3 months, 2 months really, of me reminding the team constantly and them reminding their people constantly, hey, what does success mean to you? What does that look like on a coaching call? Not me telling you, you want to make $1 million? It's what would change everything for you? What does that really look like? And then helping them achieve it. This lady, this level 1, she is someone who was very transactional a couple months ago, paying to have orders or giving people huge discounts to get started, all of the things. And I want you to know that I'm not saying you should never give someone a discount. That's not what I'm saying, but I think you know what I'm getting at. She wrote me and she said this. This is her last day, right? It's the last day of the month. She's about to get the boots. And this was her lady to get the boots. She said, I had a lady almost to checkout who backed out today and it went really well. I just released it and told her I wanted her to feel ready. Super freeing. And she said she would keep considering. It's a win. Similar with an old follow-up today, said it was too much financially, presented the referral program when she felt ready to try. And she messaged me back and said to check back in 3 weeks. Then she did the emoji like, she's like, feels good to let people make a wise decision without tons of sales pressure. I'm excited to see where it leads. Okay, ladies, do you want me to tell you the most exciting thing about this? This level 1 this month, who has been implementing this approach for 2 months, she had the highest points she has ever had this month. They've recruited the most amount of people and they have had rank up after rank up on this team. And this team is a senior gold team. Okay. It is not an emerald or ruby team. And that's what she writes me today. I love it. She says, it's a win. It feels so good to let people make a wise decision, and how freeing it is. This is what you're going to have. I truly believe when you change and you ask your people what success means to you and change from transactional to transformational, you will love working your freaking business. I love what I get to do. I feel so privileged, and I hope you guys do too. Thanks, Kim, for letting me share. Such a privilege.
Deb, thank you so much. That was beyond perfect. I loved everything. I think that's such a good message that everyone needs to hear. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. You were the best. All right, guys. So we have 4 minutes left, but I'm going to make this short and sweet. And also, I totally thought I was doing X Factor Plus as the product, but I just wanted to say imperfectly perfect is like my slogan for the year, because I am an imperfect person, but I am also perfect. So I am actually doing Immune Plus, which I realized like 6 minutes before the call, where I was like, oh, dang. But anyways, Immune Plus, I really like because it came out after the big C word. To me, I used to chug Emergency all the time before when I would get sick. I no longer do that because it provides 100% of the daily value of vitamin C. So stop chugging Emergency and take Immune Plus. And I'm going to read it off here because, like I said, I realized 5 minutes before. So it supports a healthy immune system function, stimulates the body's natural immune defense system, provides antioxidants support to help reduce free radicals, helps maintain the body's immune response at the cellular level. I will tell you guys, since I had my 2 surgeries 2 years ago, I literally got so sick, and I there's so many products that I forgot about in the past 2 years. I stopped taking MetaBurn. It was because I had this weird like reflex where I couldn't swallow pills that well. But anyways, I added MetaBurn and I've added Immune Plus in the past 6 months, and I've not gotten sick, which is shocking. But also it's just one of those things where if you take these, like this product is made to help support your immune system. It's so you don't want to get sick. No one wants to be sick. Especially if I know a lot of people have kids and they're in schools and they bring home all those germs. It's just such a nice product to have in your household. So that's all I have to say about that. I'm not a super green personality, but I do like to know these little things about this. It does also promote cellular metabolism too. I'm just reading, but yeah, so Immune Plus is great. That's all I have to say about that. And I did want to thank our guest speakers again. Deb, thank you so much. Ruth, you're amazing. Thank you both so much. Emily, is there anything else before we go? I wanted to wrap it up before end of month. So
you guys are crushing it. Keep going. Don't forget that the clock ends at 10:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe that's like 9 o'clock-ish Pacific Coast. So we know you'll have work to do. Seriously, Deb, so good. Besties for the resties. Ruth, I hope to see your face more, especially because your skin is glowing. And Kim, thank you so much for bringing such amazing guests. Everybody tell our guests how much you love them, because OMG, that was so good. I'm like, I want more. 30 minutes ain't enough. So go follow Deb and Ruth on social media. Go blow up their testimonies and their awesome Plexus post, and because that's what we do here. I'm going to pray and close this out. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this amazing group of people. Thank you for a fire month end and just providing amazing potentials and a generous company that just incentivizes us to share great products. Thank you for providing this opportunity to us and for a group of people that are like-minded and just want to work hard and glorify you in everything they do. We love you and we thank you. Amen. Bye, you guys. Have a great night. Love you. Bye.